Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. If you come in, like the video please, it really helps with the algorithm. Let's get into what we're going to be reviewing. Right now, as you can see at the top, it's do women accurately rank themselves, and we are going to be employing the point system that I came up with, where we break down who scores where. Did Kevin get a point? Did the guest get a point? Let's get into how they can score. So the guest can make a point against Kevin, or the guest can score if they make a valid point that counteracts Kevin's point. They will get a point for that. If the guest is respectful throughout the entire conversation, they will get a point for that. If the guest can keep their composure throughout the entire conversation, they will get a point for that. And last but not least, if the guest does not overtalk Kevin at any point during the conversation, they will get a point. Now, Kevin, let's get into Kevin. If the guest thanks Kevin after the conversation, then Kevin can get a point. If Kevin does not call the guest outside of their name or any derogatory name for that matter, then Kevin can get a point. If the guest says you're right or concedes to any points that Kevin makes throughout the conversation, Kevin will get a point. And last but not least, if the guest hangs up on Kevin, Kevin will get a point. All right. Before we do this video, let's just get into this scent. The fragrance of the day is Armani Privé from their private line. This is a very dope one. Stay tuned for the reaction video to this, or not reaction video, just cologne breakdown video. All right, let's get into the video though. I don't want to hold you guys too much. I know you guys got shit to do. I got shit to do. Let's get it.
Okay, so let me bounce it back for the artists because they couldn't hear you. So I'm talking to Jessica. Jessica is 29. She's 5'7", 240 pounds, and she said she don't want to go into 30 this weight. She said she likes to be married. And I asked her a little bit about her family. You know, her mother and father are married. They're both large people. She has siblings. Most of them are large. She was homeschooled. My point ultimately was this. You know, she didn't go to college. And my point ultimately was after you left the mother and father's house at 18 years old, whatever age you stopped being homeschooled, you've had at least 10 years to get out from under your parents' way of looking at things, and you've seen the world. And I asked the question, what have you done from the time you not homeschooled to now to get the weight under control? And the answer was not much. My follow-up question is this. You said this has been a recent movement, right?
Yes.
Okay. What made you decide to start looking at this now?
I wasn't happy or I wasn't fulfilled. And I just realized how many things were landing on each other, overlapped each other.
Have
Like
you ever
I
had a
wasn't
long-term relationship?
no.
Are you a virgin?
No. I waited a long time, but not anymore.
Okay, so it's not okay. You waited a long time.
Mm-hmm.
What's the longest relationship you ever had with a man?
It was a month. I just really didn't like. Have you ever heard? There was this song by Mary
No,
J.
no, no,
Blige. He
no,
was
no, no,
talking
no, no,
about
no, no,
how she was a
no, no,
mess,
no,
and
no,
I did
no,
not
no,
want to
no,
go
no,
there
no, 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 no.
with anybody.
Listen.
If it was just because.
Okay, you're not listening. I need you to listen to me. You've been in a relationship a month with a man, and you're almost 30. I need you to unmute yourself, but I can't have when I start speaking. I need you to go ahead and just let me talk because okay. Your mother and father are married. Does your father want you to get married?
They haven't expressed anything about it. No.
How many siblings do you have?
I have 4.
All women, all girls.
No. 2 are boys, 2 girls.
Okay. And you're the oldest, right?
Yes.
Are the 2 girls? Are they still in school, or are they are they
No.
over 18?
They're all over 18. Yes.
Okay. And are they overweight too?
Yes.
And are they all single?
No,
Unmarried?
not one of them. One's married.
Okay. So what I'm not understanding here is if she could get married. I was going to ask you is how's your father helping you with this? because it's really unusual to hear a woman your age that's only had a 1 month relationship. But when we're talking about it, I can tell you your social skills need work.
Okay.
And that is not uncommon for people who are homeschooled.
Agreed.
And what have you, so what did you, okay, so you didn't go to college.
No.
So what'd you do from the time you 18 to now?
I worked.
Where?
And I didn't go to college because I thought what I wanted to do didn't require college.
What you work doing what? What's your profession?
I'm a manager at a fast food place.
Okay.
Don't okay. I know it's a bad all the way around. I get that. I'm just trying to figure out how to go from here. It's not that I don't understand what you're saying. It's hard to even face it sometimes. I know where I am. I know that I'm completely not where I should be.
Where should you be?
I should at least be in a place where I'm able to say yes and no to certain things. Right now, I'm in a place of where
do you live in your own place?
I live with my sister. We live together. It's a mutual thing. It's not like we're like I live with my sister.
How much are you making annually?
25.
Okay. And what city you live in?
Baton Rouge.
Okay.
That's a lot of information.
Well, you ain't paying me. You ain't paying me. Here's the thing: you ain't paying me. You're welcome to go to my website and pay $949 for an hour. But you can't afford that.
Yeah. Oh. Whoa.
I mean, you want me to? You called in, so you wanted me. See, I don't understand you folks who call in and say you want some help and you ain't paying for it, and I need to.
No, that's not it. It's I don't like giving out a lot of personal information.
Then why would you call into a public? See, this is what I mean, man. This is what I mean, Jessica. Let me be honest with you. Don't nobody care about you down in Baton Rouge. Don't nobody know you. I don't have your number. You're just a voice on the phone.
Got you.
But I said your social skills are lacking. Even people, when the sound was off, could hear that something was going amiss. And what I'm trying to understand is, man, if you're 5'7", 240 pounds, and a fast food manager at going on 30 years old, you've got a lot of problems. You can't even take care of you can't even take care of yourself, and that's going to be what it's going to have to be if you don't get with a man. And what's going to be problematic with a man, outside of your height and weight, is your lack of social grace.
Okay.
Because if you think the questions I'm asking, why would if somebody wanted to date you, don't you think some grown person is going to say, hey, they're going to ask you your age? If they meet you at a convenience store, they're going to ask you what you do. And from that point, they're going to ascertain how much you make. That's why you didn't want to say you worked at fast food, because we all know that's not a. So my thing is this: why do you can't live? You can't. Why such you're chuckling and stuff, and I'm like, is this funny?
No,
I don't think it's funny, man. I'm tell you why I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's funny because
I don't think it's funny.
Listen.
I'm trying not to cry. That's all.
What?
Try not to cry. That's all.
Okay, well, crying is there for a reason. But ma'am, you got to do something. You don't have any. Okay. When somebody looks at a woman who's your height and your weight and your education, it just looks like unmotivated, unmoored, and that's not attractive to a man unless you are just fall out fine. But you. So I said earlier, what's keeping you from dropping 100 pounds? Because that's what it's going to take.
I understand that. it was really just.
And for the people in the audience, there's no underlying medical condition. There's no grave disease or nothing. This is a matter of, I said it, you were raised like an average black person, and I got pushed back, and then it turned out to be she's raised like the average black person from a big family.
Right.
You know good and well you weigh too much.
Right. I
and
do.
And so it does not take a brain surgeon or a rocket scientist to know you need to go to a gym. And whatever your needs are and everything else, there's still ways to get it done.
Right.
Why not do that?
I have been working out. It's just, I know that it's going to take an extreme push.
Go ahead. How many days a week are you working out?
3 or so, whatever I don't work.
Well, it can't be 3. You need to be in there 6.
Right.
See, this is why I feel for so many of you young women. You're not under your father sounds like he failed you. I'll just be straight up. He's failed you, allowing you to be the height and weight you are you're not prepared for the world. So, but his work ended, whether he did a good job or not. I'm going to say he probably did the best that he could, but that does not mean it's your responsibility to do something. After age 18, you're an adult.
Yes.
So
it took a long time for me to realize that I couldn't blame them.
You couldn't what?
Where I was.
You couldn't do what?
It took a long time for me. It took a long time for me to realize I couldn't blame my parents for where I was.
Right.
That's and it's easier to blame.
Yeah.
It's easier to feel anger. It's not easier. It's more
feel
comfortable.
feel anger for what? I mean, they may not have
because my dad is a talented person.
He's a what?
And my mom is talented too, and my family is talented, but we're not where we should be. We all have very natural talents.
Whoa. Hold on. Pump your brakes.
Yeah, I understand. It was a lot of things that, I know.
Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Your father married your mother, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And how long have they been married?
It's going to be 30 years.
All right. Well, even though he may not have been, when I say he failed you, I said allowing you to get to the height and weight you are. But it sounds like he married your, hold on. Because when you say judge them, he's talented, your mom is talented, everybody's talented, and you should be better off. See, this is a problem with you millennials in this Instagram generation. Looking at Instagram, comparing. Who are you comparing your family to?
I'm not comparing them.
You said we're not where we should be. Where is that? What does that mean? You're in one of the poorest states. Listen.
What I mean.
Listen.
You asked me a question.
So no, you listen. All right. You're in Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
Your parents, your family, your father and mother had a responsibility to make sure you were fed, protected, secure, and educated. Did they do that?
Yes.
Then they did their job.
I get that. Yeah.
So when I say he failed you is to allow you to get to be the height and weight you are and not let you know that, baby girl, you can't be that size and get a man. That's what I'm talking about. But mama got her man. Sis got her man. At the end of the day, what I'm hearing is a lot of outward stuff. And I'm not hearing a lot of stuff that you're doing. I don't care how broke you are. You can go to you can go to Planet Fitness for $10 a month. Yes?
Yes.
All right, then why are you only in there 3 days a week?
I was only doing it when I'm off.
Ma'am,
Working out
I
for
don't
me.
want to hear that BS. I'm quite sure I work more than you, and I'm in the gym. See, you got a problem, your weight, and the solution is simple: work out, drink water, eat more healthy, and you got to go do that. But every time I ask you, why aren't you in there more, there's a reason. There is no magic bullet. There's no magic pill.
I got that.
But what it sounds to me is though you really lack the motivation to do what's necessary to get the outcome it is you say you want. But that's no one's problem but yours. That's not your parents' problem.
Right.
But let's say the other side. Let's say this continues to go down this way. What does life look like?
No, it's not. It's not.
Okay.
I've lost weight and I'm keep going. I'm not doing this.
How much weight have you lost?
I've lost 20 pounds.
In what time frame?
A couple of months.
Okay. And what's your goal weight?
I don't know. It's gonna be around 160.
It's still too much weight.
I'm not excusing myself, but I don't. My body carries weight a certain way, and
Ma'am,
I
ma'am,
don't.
ma'am,
No wait, no,
ma'am,
look,
ma'am,
I don't.
ma'am,
I think less than
ma'am.
160 is gonna be under 160.
No. See, I want people in the chat room. This is someone coming to an image consultant telling, yeah, but the way my body is set up. No, you're human. But the reason I muted her is because this is a an issue in the Black community. You have women who have allowed themselves to get into the size they are, and then when someone tells you that you need to be at a normal weight, she resists. This is why I'm trying to be as easy as I can, man, but 160 is still too much. But at the end of the day, I'm going to go ahead and open it up because, I don't know what it else, how go ahead and unmute yourself. I don't know what you want me to do to assist you. Sounds like you know everything you need to do, but I'll be honest. To me, ma'am, it does not sound like you're really ready to do the work. You're ready to do what you want to do, but you're not ready to do what you have to do. And if you don't do what you have to do, if you lost 20 pounds in 2 months, okay, and if you've been a large girl since you were in high school or high school age, that means the majority of your life you've been unhealthy. That means even when you get down to 160 pounds, the likelihood of you staying at that weight is it's not very likely. Fluctuate. Problem with weight over and over and over. And then once you get down to 160, then what? There's still people skills and stuff that needs to be done. One of your biggest problems is you don't make enough money to do anything. Because I would say, have you talked to a therapist or a counselor or somebody? Because there are things going on with you, ma'am, that I'm not qualified to diagnose, but I know it when I hear it. But at making $12.50 an hour, this is not going to end well. It's not going to end well. And I'm from Oklahoma, where I see a lot of this. And you're 29 right now. It's going to really be tight when you're doing this at 45. I've seen it all the time growing up. And I can understand the feelings and everything, but I have to be honest with you and tell you, I hear it, but you need to turn those tears into motivation to get yourself in the gym 6 days a week and get on a healthy lifestyle and and go talk to whoever, I don't know, government assistance, state program, whatever company you work for, they got an employee assistance line. You need to go talk to somebody because you're living below, I mean, almost at the poverty line. And the people I talked with, and typically over here, are way on the other side. So I'm trying to give you what I can give you, but you got to increase your income to be able to take care of yourself. Because if all this comes down to, trying to a man who want to get married,
this really was what it was about.
Well, what is it?
I'm just trying to present myself in the world the way I want to be. Well, that was about that too, but that's a part of it. It was the whole thing. But I appreciate your truthfulness.
Well, presenting yourself to the world, but you also got to be realistic with where you're at. And, yes. Presenting yourself to the world is a hell of a lot easier when you start doing the work. See, like I said at the beginning of our call, I'm not hearing the desire to really do it.
Yeah, I've always had motivational problems.
Well, and unfortunately, that it shows itself in a person's weight. That's one of the first things I said when I was talking to people. What folks associate with this shows up in the weight, and unfortunately, especially our Black women, that leads to a life of being basically a spinster, a childless woman. And my aunts were like that. You don't want to go through life like that. But I wish you all the best. I do.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, guys.
Alrighty. Let's go over that. Wow, that was a nice conversation. Very powerful. I just want to say before we get into the point system, Kevin's very, very good, almost masterful at the way he is able to navigate through a conversation, even when monkey wrenches get thrown in, like the lady was crying. I think that would throw most people off in this type of thing he does. But let's get into the point system. So, for the guests, did she make any valid points that counteracted Kevin's points? No, she gets a big 0 for that. Was she respectful? Yeah, she gets a point for being very respectful. Did she keep her composure? This is a tricky one because she got very emotional and she was crying, and therefore she did not keep her composure. And I don't want to penalize her for it because it was emotionally charged. It wasn't anger, rage, or a fit of rage. But we will give her a point for keeping her composure because it was tears of passion and tears of wanting to make a change. So I don't have a problem with that. Did she overtalk Kevin? Yes, a lot. If you rewind the video, there's a point where Kevin actually made it known that he muted her. All right, so she gets 2 points total. Okay, let's go into Kevin. If the guest thanks Kevin after the conversation, yes, he was thanked. Did Kevin call the guest outside of their name? He did not, so that's 2 points for Kevin. If the guest says you're right at any point during the conversation, which he did concede to Kevin being right, and if the guest hangs up on Kevin, which she did not hang up on Kevin, so Kevin does not get a point. I'm going to have to change that one. I got to find something else because I'm looking at it right now, and Kevin can only get the max 3 points. And I say that because if the guest thanks Kevin after the conversation, he gets a point, right? But if the guest hangs up on Kevin, he can't get a point. So both of those can't happen at the same time. Kevin can't hang up on someone, and then the guest thank him after the conversation. So I got to get rid of that one. Stay tuned. We'll figure that one. Like the video, subscribe. Thank you. Twins and things, we on to the next one. Part 2 coming up.